I've read the PSI report. I've seen your diagnosis. Going to Haven Hope is not the best place for you. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1225, State of Texas versus Natasha Morgan. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Sadelman.
For the defense?
Peter Calderola standing in for Mr. Humberto Saldana for
Yeah.
Miss Morgan.
And are you Miss Morgan?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
all right.
I got a little sore throat because the air conditioner over there in my dorm in 2 Bravo is freezing cold, and I'm sorry, my voice is low. I wasn't talking to nobody, Your Honor. I respect the judge. My mother was Air Force pilot, 97-286, even though I broke the law before her. I apologize.
Oh, your apology is,
To a lot.
your
Several
apology is
months.
accepted.
It's horrible, the conditions.
Yeah. All right, so here is my question. Defense, have you had a chance to confer with her? She said that she was hearing voices or,
I take medication. I take Geodon.
all right, and do you
Yes.
believe she's currently competent?
I do so believe, Judge. I did speak with Mr. Saldana and he expressed that his intention to go forward with this plea and Miss Morgan's intention to go forward.
All right, Ms. Morgan, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Natasha Elizabeth Malloy Morgan, Your Honor.
All right, so this attorney is standing in for Mr. Cabanas. Do you have any objection to this attorney standing in?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report state?
No, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and we'll continue after the state has reviewed. All right, any objections to the PSI report?
No objection. Sir.
State any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
None at this time, Judge.
All right, Ms. Morgan, if you were released, where would you be living?
I was gonna go to the Hayden, while you was gone on vacation. I seen Judge Han, I believe her name is, on May the 17th, Your Honor. And she had asked me the same question that you asked me.
All right, that would probably be Judge Her.
I'm sorry, I knew it was
No problem.
age.
All right, so with regards to your mental health issues, do you have a doctor that you see when you are not in custody?
No, I'm gonna roll in the Medicaid Superior and Amcon Insurance. They have Central Meds up there, but they have Center for Health down the street that they have a psychiatrist there that will be available to give me my psychiatric medication. You know, release if you decide that it's in your favor, in your judgment to release me on the 10 years of probation, plea of agreeable bargain. Yes, ma'am.
All right, and state you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. She's going to be on the MIC caseload,
Yes, Your Honor.
and that's based upon the evaluation that the court has seen. I'm going to ask for a trauma assessment, and I'm asking for that based upon what's in the PSI report. There's to be restitution, if any, to Jerry, J-E-R-I Brown. I'm going to do a referral to Esperanza Court based upon what I've reviewed in the PSI report. If she's not accepted into Esperanza Court, then we will, that'll be the first one. If she's not accepted there, then we'll try felony drug court. The reason why I'm suggesting these, now, here's the thing. You have issues going on with you. I'm reading the PSI report. I've read the PSI report. I've seen your diagnosis. Going to Haven Hope is not the best place for you. You need a place where one, and these programs that I'm recommending to you, they're all outpatient programs, but you are going to be in custody for the weekend. Felony drug court and Esperanza Court, they will send someone over to interview you Monday or Tuesday. And if you're accepted in those programs, you'll probably be released on Wednesday and you'll be released to be in their program. What I can tell you is Esperanza Court and Felony Drug Court, they'll be able to help you with housing. They'll be able to help you with any mental health issues, and that's what you need. You understand? All right. And they will do it by next week, it will be done. It's not going to be done. Well, there's still a strong possibility they may be able to see you this week, but because of the holiday, it may not be 100% this week, but definitely by the following week. And counsel, if it's not done by Tuesday of next week, just come back in and we'll have it brought over and I'll do something else.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you need to be open and honest with them. You understand? All right. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There's to be proof of employment or SSI within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits one time per month until proof of stable medication compliance and a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order anger management. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
I wanted to ask you, am I allowed to speak?
Sure, yes.
I don't understand, I've been in psychiatric care since the age of 9 years old, state of Oklahoma
Mhm.
and in Texas. And I just don't see how psychiatric, I mean, like everybody wants me to take medication, it seems like, for issues. But, I did 20 years in prison, 12 years administration segregation. I hadn't been in trouble in 4 years. And 2 of them imprisonments was on false allegations. And then on this one, I mean,
Well, here's the thing. Let me explain something to you. So with regards to medication, if the doctor says you don't need medication, if the doctor says, she just needs therapy, then that's what we'll do. But what I'm reading in the TAP evaluation, it states that you're on medication at the jail.
yes,
So,
yes, ma'am, I do take the medication jail issues, but I do know within my rights as the state, I've been to Sasho, Chambers, Laurel Ridge, I've been to mental hospitals. Like I said, state of Oklahoma, my mother was military, I was myself in Post Oklahoma. That's court order, I mean, like medication, I don't use drugs or alcohol or anything
well,
like
this is what I can tell you.
Is it-
Legally, with medication, if you choose not to take the medication, what's going to end up happening is you may or may not decompensate. If you decompensate and become incompetent, they are probably going to take you into custody because this is considered a violent offense. And then they will seek to help you regain competency. And if they determine that medication is what will make you become competent and you choose not to take it, it will go before a judge. And then when it goes before that judge, they'll have a hearing on whether or not medication is to be forced.
So what do you?
And here's the thing, you're having an attorney to represent you at that hearing. I'm just giving you these rules and I give people conditions. You have a choice. You can follow them or not follow them.
Yes, ma'am.
That is completely up to you.
Yes,
And of
ma'am.
course, there are consequences when we make certain choices. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yeah, I start.
You already said.
Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am, I just must have signed this on May 17th.
All right. And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. If you need anything, just let the court know. All right, could I see, sir, thank you.
Maybe excuse me.
Yes.
Have a safe flight, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Sergio Barrera. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 3954, State of Texas versus Walter Charles Weller. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edelman.
Defense.
Honest on behalf of Mr. Weller.
And are you Mr. Weller?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
We have, Your Honor, and I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Weller, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Weller, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is requesting a $2,000 fine and the state is recommending deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
I have no objections, Your
All
Honor.
right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, I don't know if the court recalls, but the court had reset this case a couple of weeks so that Walter could finish the dual diagnosis recovery program
Yes.
at Ripple Ranch. I just wanted to show the court that he has in fact completed that program and successfully completed it and has received a certificate of completion.
All right, thank you. Excuse me, could you hand that to probation, please? All right, is there anything else?
Other than Judge, he seems to be doing very well. He tells me he learned a lot from that program and he's excited to continue.
All right, so is he still working with them? and outpatient?
They have recommended outpatient program for him, Judge. He's got a couple of documents that indicate the different programs. I'm not sure if they're in San Antonio, though. Is that right?
Yeah, well, then I also was going to attend a church in Elmendorf where I live. It's a Catholic church I normally went to, but I stopped going in 2020 with the COVID. And just never went back.
All right, and the facility that he was previously with, what's the full name?
It's a Ripple Ranch Recovery Center,
I'm sorry,
Ripple Ranch Recovery Center,
RIPP?
RIPPLE. Yes. No, it's in Spring Branch.
So where's Spring Branch located? What county?
281 North, I believe it's Blanco County, isn't it?
I think so.
I think it's Blanco County.
All right, so,
And there was a 30-day inpatient program that he finished.
all right, so does he want to be transferred to Spring Branch?
No.
So where's he going to continue with his outpatient treatment with
It
them?
would be in Elmendorf, Texas, where I live.
All right,
Yeah.
and do you have children?
Yes, I have 3 now, Your Honor.
All right, and why was Candace, the juvenile Candace, does she live with you?
She lives on her own now, Your Honor.
And how old is she?
She's 19 now.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's going to be a $2,000 fine that will be probated, 2 years deferred adjudication, 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes that, that'll be deemed satisfied. We'll do a transfer to Elmendorf, Texas. You're not on probation in Elmendorf until they accept the transfer. You're to continue with your treatment with,
Elmendorf is Bear County.
Yeah,
it is so far, I mean, Elmendorf is in Bear County, but I will tell you, I represented a child and that was one of the longest drives ever. All right, thank you. So
yeah.
he will not be transferred to Elmendorf because he's already in Bear County. Okay. So, but it's probation. He can live in Elmendorf then. There's going to be parenting classes. Once you complete those, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Are you to continue your treatment with Ripple Ranch Recovery System? There's going to be anger management, regular random UAs,
Okay.
regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Are you employed?
Not at the moment.
All right. There's going to be proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to ask for field visits 1 time per month until completion of TAP evaluation. And I'm going to order TAP evaluation and probation. If TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment. All right. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, to be successful on probation in this court, communication is key. If you have a question, ask your probation officer. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and we'll address it. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Maybe
Welcome. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 6190, State of Texas versus Roberto Cibrian. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
What have been also defense?
All right, and are you Mr. Cibrian?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you, counsel, have you received all the discovery?
We have, yeah,
Did you review it with your client?
I have, yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Cibriano,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm adding syllables to your name. Mr. Cibrian, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Cibrian, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with robbery? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Cibrian, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's to be a restitution of $1,000 to Cavender's store. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that there be no contact with Echo, Summerall, Sumeral, or the Cavender store, that there be 200 hours of community service restitution and a TAP evaluation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review that with, any objections?
No objection.
Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Oh, we'd ask the court follow the agreement. Mr. Caribbean's father is been diagnosed with cancer and very aggressive with cancer. He wants to take care of it.
All right. So why are you stealing boots from Cavender store?
It was just a bad decision at a bad time, just not in a mindset of I had bad, news with my dad. I had a lot of emotional things going.
So that transfer into you stealing.
And it shouldn't, it's
My
not
father's ill, let me go steal some boots.
it's not an excuse for that, miss. I'm sorry.
All right, when's the last time you had employment?
Like maybe a month ago, well, it's been like 4 months now.
All right. Have you ever used any drugs?
No, ma'am. Or like I've done drugs, but I haven't done
What have you
recently.
done in the past?
Um,
And you notice my question was, have you ever used?
oh,
drugs?
yes, I have. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
What?
Marijuana and, okay.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
I have 4 kids,
What are their ages?
3, 8, 11, and 12.
And where are they now?
They're with, their mother.
Has Child Protective Services been involved?
No, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in prison, suspended and probated for 10 years, restitution of $1,000 and no contact with Cabinet Store and Echo Summerall, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, a $2,000 fine probated, proof of employment within 20 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, no unsupervised contact with minors, field visits, one time per month for 3 months. And I'm gonna want him to do CATS 1 and 2, their theft course. And we'll do a TAP evaluation out of custody, follow recommendations of TAP. And 120 sober meetings in 120 days. And 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm gonna order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. So here's the thing. Don't use your father's illness as an excuse to make bad choices.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, miss. I appreciate you.
All right, thank
Enjoy the
you.
rest of your week.
All right, thank you. All right, Jay Boris,
No, he's there.
you're on this side.
Sorry.
All right, and state your name for the court reporter.
Carl Basil, Your Honor. Carl Basil, Basile. All right, this with a K. Sorry.
All right, is this a motion to revoke?
It's a restitution hearing, Your Honor. I was provided the body shop estimates just a few minutes ago. I do have a question about insurance, whether
All right, everyone, please whisper and
This was-
state. This is criminal trial division.
yes.
It's an evading arrest detention, and the defense has a question about the restitution amount.
Yes, I was just provided from the probation officer, the body shop reports, and I'll review those in a minute. I have a question where she states it was insurance didn't pay. I don't know if the policy was canceled or was it 2020 Buick Enclave? It seemed like the insurance. So I don't. It's 2020 Buick Enclave, so I'm just curious to see if there was insurance and if not, why there wasn't before we agreed to the amount. Whatever it is.
All right, so here's the thing. The way the court sees it, if somebody has insurance and they don't use it, you're responsible for the restitution. If somebody has insurance and they used it, and now I'm being presented with something as though it's not used, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't know how, well, I guess I do know how she could prove that she didn't make an insurance claim. You just have a printout from your insurance company to show that no claim was made.
Well, that's fine. That's a question I have on it. If it was an older car, I wouldn't be that concerned, but it's a fairly modern car. Most people have insurance on their cars to protect them when they're that new.
Yeah, well, sometimes liability, sometimes not.
True, that's correct.
So, state, is there any way you can have the complainant let us know if she used insurance or not? And if she can get a printout from her insurance company that she didn't use it?
Would you want testimony or would we need to require like the insurance?
I mean, if she gives you the insurance company and where the vehicle is insured under, because I'm sure it will say,
Right. We'll see what kind of policy, what coverage it has.
Yes.
We'll say all that. Yeah.
all right,
And if it doesn't cover it, like uninsured motorists, then it's not covered.
all right. So if she didn't use it, so what we'll need is the policy that states which vehicle is covered under the policy. And then show proof that she didn't use it. And then that's where we are.
I'm sorry, which case is this, Your Honor?
Oh, it's J. Angel Juarez, 2024 CR 1043. And I said it for a restitution hearing because usually when there's a large amount, I'm like, and it comes later than when it should have, I think it should have. Because he was given probation in March and this restitution has just come to the court. Yeah,
Correct.
June.
It's over $6,000. So that's why I'm asking for that information to you because of the large amount.
All right, so what I'll do is state, I'm sure it'll take you some time to get that. So how much time do you want?
Well, Mr. Elman just informed me that he was in contact with the victim.
All right, what I'll do is I'll recall it for 30 days. If you have it sooner than 30 days, then you can confer with defense counsel and you all can come back in.
That's fine.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Juarez for a restitution hearing?
July 18th.
All right, July 18th. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Court is calling 2023 CR 8162, State of Texas versus Raylan Cabrera for defense
John Young for the defense.
and for the state.
Jason Garrett.
And are you Ms. Cabrera?
Yes, ma'am.
Any objections to the defendant appearing by Zoom?
I'm sorry, Your,
Any objections to the defendant appearing by Zoom?
no, Your Honor.
State, any objections? All right, we're here for a request for a bail reduction. This is from the 399th District Court, Judge Castro's court. Judge Castro is alternate presiding. I am presiding. And so, counsel, my understanding is that you spoke to the prosecutor there. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I went to his office and spoke to Jordan Brown. He and I discussed the facts of the case and the bond and how if she was remanded without bond. He actually recommended a lowering of the bond to $1,000 from the $5,000 that I had requested. I agreed with that. And so it is an agreed request for a bond to be set at $1,000.
All right. All right, state, you may be excused. Thank you. Ms. Cabrera, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Raylan Jade Guadalupe Cabrera.
I just have a few questions to ask of you. The first question is, have you had any type of mental health diagnosis?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you ever seen a doctor for any type of mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever used any type of controlled substances? By that, I mean alcohol, marijuana, any type of drug issues?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you were released, who would you be staying with?
My mother.
And counsel, what is the charge on this case?
It's an evading arrest with a vehicle, Your Honor.
All right. All right, then the court will agree to your bond of $1,000 and there's to be no driving.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Cabrera, they'll probably release you at midnight. So you'll have to coordinate with someone to pick you up. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Raylan, I'll contact your mother.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Young.
Thank you.
All right, counsel, where are we on discovery?
In relation to the possession case, Judge, I was able to peruse the merit pick from the district attorneys. It seems to be intact. On my end, I was trying to access it yesterday. It was undergoing maintenance.
Okay.
But at this point, that seems good. The issue is, Judge, I believe with the court's permission, if I can be placed on his burglary case.
Yes.
And then I will need to review that discovery in addition to his possession case to get a better handle on the case, Judge.
Okay.
I wanted to see if we can do a 2-week reset to July 16th on this.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this back on July 16th? All right, we'll come back on July 16th. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good holiday.
All right, you too.
René Muñoz.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1212, State of Texas versus Catherine Sanchez Aguilar. They're saying that she's in ISF, the
called-
East Wing.
Yes. Oh, well, I called them last week. They said they didn't have any papers on her for that. And I think you did the same yesterday, or the probation officer, the court probation officer did that yesterday.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm being told that Miss Aguilar is in ISF. Miss Ferguson and State, I'm gonna want a bench warrant for her to come back to court.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so, Norma, let's recall this for August 1st. So your client will be brought over by bench warrant.
Okay.
And if it turns out she's not where everyone is saying she is, it'd be good for them to know.
Yes. All right, thanks, Judge. Can I
All
be-
right, thank you. Yes. All right. So what are we doing on this case, Mr. Cox?
We got an offer today, Judge.
Okay.
And we just need a setting, I need to confer with my client on it.
All right.
Do some things and.
How much time do you want?
30 days, Judge, if I can get it.
All right,
But that's not,
this is a new case. 45 is pushing it.
okay.
All right.
30.
Ms. Ferguson, on Dennis Johnson, if I could have a plea deadline date for 30 days, please?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you need to go quick, fast, and hurry to that. All right, you seem a little unsteady. What's going on?
Nothing, man. I'm good. I'm good now.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, Judge, you got a big bandage on your neck.
Oh, yeah, you need to go get that checked out.
I can do July 30th.
All right, we'll come back on July 30th. All right,
That's
once you sign the
sufficient
reset form, you're excused to go to the Well Med Center or wherever people go.
Okay. All right.
Guys, tell them that's dangerous.
Thank you, man. I
All right.
appreciate it.
What is happening on this case? Today is plea deadline date.
Judge, I went down to confer with the first chair in the family violence court. She's made me a new offer. I've made a counter, Judge.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask the court, I don't know if the court will extend the plea offer deadline one time.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
on this, recall it back for July 15th, all right? And thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, so July 15th will be your new plea deadline date.
Judge, can I
Yes.
just, I have to be in Corpus on the 15th. Would the 22nd, just that next week? Would that be-
16th,
I'm still there, Judge, on that day.
18th.
18th is fine, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, recall it for July 18th. That will be your plea deadline date. The court will not extend plea deadline date any further.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Michael Mora?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here.
Yes. Where is Miss, oh, this is set for,
Set for tomorrow.
yes.
I'm in federal court in Del Rio at the
Okay.
same time. I asked, there's no opposition to just recalling him, according to the court's schedule, maybe the 8th or the 15th. He has 2 MTRs that stem from a new.
Is he in custody?
He's in custody.
All right, Norma, let's recall Mr. Moore for next week. What date?
Monday.
All right,
If that
so
works for the court.
Norma, July 8th. All right, we'll bring him back on July 8th. And you don't need to give me this.
Well,
I always respect attorneys as officers of the court. If it turns out that somebody was dishonest with the court, then I'll be asking for these documentation.
out of an abundance of caution, I always do.
All right, thank you.
Have excuse?
Yes, the person on, are y'all ready on Maria Ruiz? All right, Maria Ruiz, come down.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where are we on this?
Judge, so I've conferred with the state. Daniel had been speaking to me about this last setting.
Mhm.
I've reached out to the community court. Matthew Howard's the EDA in charge of that. So they're gonna review her as an applicant for the court to see if we can possibly resolve it. Can we recall this possibly for Monday?
Yes. Norma, are we able to recall this for Monday? All right, we'll bring you back on the 8th. You understand?
Yes.
You have any questions about anything? All right, we'll see you back on the 8th.
Thank you, Judge. You have a nice day.
You're welcome, you too. All right, then what we'll do is we're gonna come back on July 25th. That's gonna be the plea deadline date. The court is not gonna extend any plea deadline dates any further than that. I realized that there were issues with this case in the beginning with him receiving mental health care. But this case has been on the docket for many years. So we're gonna come back on the 25th, and on the 25th, state if there's no objections to consolidation, it will be consolidated, and then there will be a quick turnaround for a jury trial.
That's good.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor, no.
All right, so before parties leave, are you ready to sign the acknowledgement of discovery?
Yes, I am. I believe I've gotten everything that they
All right.
have. I can't imagine that I haven't.
All righty. So I tell you what, you all on the July 25th have the acknowledgements of discovery ready to be signed.
All right, Judge. Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Do you have any questions?
Oh, ma'am.
All right, thank you.